Hello everyone, welcome to What If Issei Became the Strongest Celestial Being movie. Before we start, please go support John 354 for writing that awesome fanfic. This is the translated version I made. There will be some mistake in character's gender, but of course Issei is a male. 1. The leaders were fighting against the two heavenly dragons. Lucifer, come on, if we don't kill them, I won't be able to kill you later. Azazel, now that's some serious motivation. God, children, stop fighting and better concentrate, this fight is not easy. Hours passed and they finally managed to kill them, at which point God extracted their souls and locked them away. After that, each leader left since they were very low on power and decided to continue later. Hours later, there was no one at the scene and someone arrives. Wow, these people really caused a lot of chaos. I don't know when they will end this war. And even more so by leaving these two dragon bodies here. At that point, the young man approaches the two corpses. Wow, if they hurt them a lot, I'd better look for a way to burn them. Then he approaches the two bodies and sees that they move, and out of nowhere they explode, filling the boy with their blood and body parts. Now I understand why they didn't take them since they exploded. Well, I'd better go home. Then he returns to a small town where he lives alone. Hey Issei, where were you and why do you look like that? Seeing Issei covered in blood. Issei, oh, it's that I found an animal near here and it tried to kill me and I had to defend myself. I see, be careful next time. Issei, well, I'll go take a shower, this stinks. At that, Issei goes back to his house. Issei, it's a good thing that no one knows about the supernatural, it's better that way. Otherwise, they would cause a big ruckus. At that, Issei finished bathing and went to bed because he didn't feel well. 2 days later, Issei was burning with fever and his friends went to see him frequently. One day at night, Issei wakes up feeling better and goes out to get some fresh air. But there was no one. Issei, what happened to me these days since I came back from that place? My body feels different. As if my strength is greater. At that, Issei was stammering alone until someone interrupted him. What is a filthy human doing here? At that, Issei turns around. Issei, who are you? Only your executioner. Issei, you are a fallen angel, this is not your territory, what are you doing in the human world? Wow, so you know about us, that's not good, I'd better kill you. Issei ran out of fear so as not to die. Issei, but I'm barely 16 years old, I haven't lived almost anything of my life and I don't have a girlfriend. That was what Issei was babbling as he ran as fast as he could, while the fallen man followed him. What's the point of running if you're going to die soon? At that point, he throws a spear of light at him and Issei barely manages to dodge it. And he keeps running, looking back from time to time. Then he looks forward and the fallen man gives him a big blow to the face. I'm already tired of playing. Issei barely managed to get up. And he got into a fighting stance. Ha ha ha, a mere human would try to hurt me, that's stupid. While speaking, Issei took the opportunity to give him a big punch in the face and sent him talking. Damn you, how dare you touch me, you're dead. At that, the fallen man gets up and goes against Issei to give him a big blow that knocks the wind out of him. Issei gets up and clenches his fists and goes against the fallen one. You will die soon. Sending him flying. Issei got up and felt himself getting stronger and ran. As he ran, he felt stronger until he sent the fallen one flying again. The fallen man crashed into a rock, spitting out a lot of blood. While Issei looked at his hands, seeing that he had become stronger. The fallen one, because of how angry he was, created a spear and threw it at Issei. Issei, out of fear, only understood the hands and saw that the spear was getting smaller until it disappeared. That left the fallen man with his mouth open in disbelief at what he was seeing. Issei was the same way, he couldn't explain why he could do that. But before continuing to speak, the fallen approached him. And Issei tries to do the same thing again, but this time a fireball went straight to the fallen, hitting him full on. And ending up killing him because of the previous wounds. Issei, what's all that stuff that's happening to me? In that, due to exhaustion, Issei faints and hours later he gets up all tired. Issei, my body hurts, what's happening to me and where did all this come from? At that Issei extends his hand and throws another sphere, being surprised again. Issei, what could this be? Issei starts thinking until. Issei, it must be because of what happened to me when the two dragons exploded. Now that I remember, one of its rooms was to increase its powers and the other was to divide it. How can this be possible? I'll think about it later. Then he got up, all in pain, and went home. On the way, he saw a fire in the distance. He ran as fast as he could to see what had happened, and when he arrived, he saw his town in flames and most of the people dead. Then he saw his friend. Issei, Shin, what happened here? Shin, I don't know, out of nowhere some guys with black wings appeared and attacked us. They killed everyone with tears, there's no one left. I don't have much time left, get out of here and live for everyone. Issei, crying, no, you will come with me, I will take you to the nearest town. Shin, I won't be able to get there on time, go and live for everyone, yes. Issei, I will remember you for the rest of my life, you are my only family. Shin, Issei, live happily and don't seek revenge, we died because we are weak. Issei, I won't take revenge, but I will become very strong so that this doesn't happen again. With a small smile and tears. At that Shin just smiles and closes his eyes. At that Issei cries and screams as much as he can. Hours pass and morning comes and Issei buried all his friends. Issei, guys, I hope that wherever you are happy. I promise to be strong so that this doesn't happen again, I swear. At that point Issei leaves his village to fulfill his promise of becoming the strongest. 10 years later. Issei lived in a cave away from everyone so as not to attract attention. Issei, it's been 10 years and I haven't changed anything except my hair and eyes. Before they were brown and golden eyes and now I have purple hair and eyes of the same color. Issei, it must be because of what happened to me. But now I can more or less use the powers of those two, but it's getting harder and harder for me. Not for nothing were they celestial dragons, and I'm barely a half-dragon human. I don't know much about their abilities, for now I can only increase my power by 50 and divide large powers. I can also transfer my power and make things smaller. I know I still have a long way to go. Another 20 years passed, and Issei trained day after day to master his power. Issei, if this is difficult, the good thing is that I discovered another ability that with it I can penetrate anything but I like energy. And I also discovered a counterpart to that of decreasing things, now I can increase them. From what I saw a few days ago, the war ended with the death of the Maos and God, ha ha ha, what a stupid fight, the truth. Well, what can be done? I feel that soon I will break my limits, I will not leave here until I achieve it. When he said that, he had stars in his eyes. And so the years passed, confined for training. 2,000 years later. Issei, I finally arrived and this will be my new home again. It's been a while since I returned to these lands. They have changed a lot. At that Issei calls a taxi and goes to a hotel to spend the night. Issei, the truth is it feels strange to leave that cave and see the outside world. It's good that I have gold. With it I can live for a while without problems. Tomorrow I will go look for a house and then I will enroll in an academy. The next day he went looking for a house, found a 2-bedroom apartment and stayed there. He liked it. The next afternoon he heads to the academy to enroll me. Issei, here in this place there are demons who will be better to be careful. At that Issei enters and sees someone. Issei, excuse me, where is the principal's office? I've come to enroll. I see, okay, let's continue. At that they walked away with a great silence. At that Issei speaks to break the ice. Issei, I heard that before this academy was only for women but now it is mixed. They decided to do it better this way. Issei, I see, and my name is Issei, nice to meet you. My name is Tsubaki Shinra, I'm the vice president. It's a pleasure to meet you. Well, here we are. Have a nice day. Issei is left with that. Issei, what a serious woman, and she's also a demon. At that Issei knocks and enters. Issei, excuse me, I'm here to register. Director, okay, take it and fill it out. after about 30 minutes of delivery. Principal, well, your class will be 3A. And you can start tomorrow and have your uniform. Issei just nods and leaves for his house for a new day. Issei, I have a feeling that being in this academy will cause a lot of problems. With that idea in mind, he ended up falling asleep. The next day he was on his way to the academy a little late when he came running to his class and knocked. Teacher, something is offered to you, young man. Issei, yes, the director told me that this would be my new class. At that the teacher takes him and looks at him and makes him wait. Teacher, okay, students, we will have a new student. Please come forward. At that Issei opens the door and enters. Everyone was surprised by his color and purple eyes, but some girls like him. Teacher, please introduce yourself. Issei, well, my name is Issei, I'm from Wales, I hope we get along. Bowing. Teacher, any questions? Your color and eyes are natural. Issei, yes. Why do you come to study here from so far away? Issei, I was born here and decided to leave for a while. Do you have a girlfriend? Issei, I've never had it, hee hee hee. At that the girls screamed. Master, well enough. Take a seat next to Shinra. Issei looks where and takes the path. Issei, I hope we get along. Tsubaki, same here. Classes passed and Issei went out to explore the academy. Issei, wow, this place is beautiful and peaceful. At that Issei continued walking and turns around and collides with someone. Issei, sorry, I was distracted. It's not okay. At that the two of them get up. My name is Kazuto Hayato. Issei, nice to meet you, I'm Issei. Kazuto, you're new, it's the first time I've seen you around here. Issei, yes, I was seeing what the academy was like. Kazuto, I see, if you want I can guide you. Issei, seriously, thank you, it would help me. At that point the two of them were walking and left the academy to see him. Kazuto, and that's the occult club and where I belong. Issei, I see, and what are you doing there? Kazuto, just investigating weird stuff, hee hee hee. Issei, can I ask you something? Kazuto, yes, tell me. Issei, tell me, how long have you been a demon? That surprised Kazuto, who jumped back. Kazuto, how do you know that? Issei, first calm down, I won't do anything to you, and well, you don't hide your aura very well. Kazuto, what did you come here for? Issei, I just came to have a quiet life here since it was once my home too. Kazuto, but I only sense a human aura from you. Issei, I'm human and half dragon too. That left Kazuto's mouth open. Issei, and from what I see you are also a dragon, but how? Kazuto, you know a lot, so I'll tell you. I am the bearer of the booster gear where the soul of the dragon Emperor Drake is. Issei's eyes widened. Issei, wow, I thought he had died years ago. That's when the glove comes off. Drake, but I don't sense any dragon energy from you. Issei, it's the first time I see you speak, it's surprising. And well, the other thing is that I'm more human than dragon. Drake, I see. Then he disappeared. Kazuto, you know I'll have to report this to Rias Bucho. Issei, well, that's fine by me, I'll have to see them sooner or later, tell her that I'll be on the way out, and to also call the other demon, I don't know her name. Kazuto, oh, you mean Kaicho. Issei, yeah, well, see you later, bye. At that Issei leaves and Kazuto runs into the club at full speed and enters without knocking. Rias, Kazuto, what's wrong, why are you coming in like that? Kazuto, Bucho, there is someone who knows that we are demons. When he said that, everyone stopped what they were doing. Rias, explain who he is. Kazuto, it's Issei, and he said he would come on the way out to meet you and Kaicho. Rias, he's the new student in my class, but I didn't feel anything in him. Kazuto, I know the same, but he said he was human and dragon, but he is more human. Rias, I understand, then all that remains is to wait. I will call Sona to come. At that Kazuto nodded and left with his friend. That's when the day passed and Issei was at the entrance of the club. He knocks on the door and enters. Issei, hello, how are you? Rias, who are you and what are you doing here? Issei, you know, this is not how you treat people. Rias felt a little embarrassed. Sona, I'm sorry, she's like that, don't pay attention to her. My name is Sona Citri, nice to meet you. Issei, I'm Issei too, but you already knew we're in the same class. Sona, could you tell us what is offered to you here in this city? Issei, I just came to have a peaceful life in my old country. Rias, I see and sorry for how I spoke before. Allow me to introduce myself, I am Rias Gremory. Issei, okay. Rias, but since you're half dragon, I don't sense anything in you. Issei, well, it's been a long time, but first I'll introduce myself to the others. I'm Issei, a pleasure. Sona, I see, let me introduce you to them, they are my entourage. Rias, and I present to you that they are my entourage. Just remove Zenobia and put Kazuto instead of Issei. Issei, nice to meet you all. Sona, and since you're half dragon. At that Issei takes a seat. Issei, that was when Drake and Albion fought the leaders. Hearing that everyone else had their eyes wide open, even Drake was like that. Drake, but how could you survive so long? Issei, I don't even know, honestly. But their fight with them was exciting even though they lost hee. Drake, yes, it was humiliating. Rias, then you are very old. Issei, don't call me that, you know it's weird, but yes. Sona, but how? Issei, I lived in this country at that time in a small town. We were happy I was the only one who knew about the supernatural, and I didn't want them to know. One day I went out and a fallen angel attacked me and I barely survived, and when I returned to the village everyone was dead. My friends all left, only my old friend Shin, and we talked for the last time. After that I made myself swear to become strong and I left here and I went through several places until I locked myself in a cave and I left recently. Nobody could believe what had happened, it was very hard to believe. Sona, I see, we're sorry. Issei, it's okay, it was a long time ago. Shortly after, I left the cave and learned of the death of the four Mao and God. When he said those words everyone's eyes were wide open and one person even fainted. Rias, but how is it possible we knew about the Maos but not about God? Issei, seriously, maybe I shouldn't have said that because I see that she fainted. What happened to her? Kazuto, well, she was a nun and still believes in God. Issei, I see. But anyway, I came to tell you that I just came to be calm and not to bother you. Rias, Issei, why don't you join one of our entourages? Issei, no thanks, I like being like this. But I'll help if the occasion calls for it. At that Issei left, leaving a great silence. Then Asia woke up and they had to explain everything to her. 3. It was another day in class. The third-year class had free time and Rias approaches Issei. Everyone was murmuring. Rias, excuse me Issei, tell me, do you want to join my club? Issei, it's okay, there's not much to do, really. Rias, well, after classes we go with the others. That's when the day passed and the young people went to the club. Kazuto, hello Issei, I see you're going to be a new partner. Issei, well, I had a lot of free time, honestly, Kazuto, I see, tell me what it feels like to live so long. Issei, I really don't know, I spent most of my time in a cave. Kazuto, and what did you eat? Issei, he lived in a forest and well, he went out to hunt and ate vegetables. Kazuto, I see, that's great. Issei, yeah, well, I did the best I could. Hey, can you show me the city? I don't know anything. Kazuto, sure, tomorrow is Saturday, I'll guide you with my friend Asia. Issei, I see that she is not the one who fainted and how she is now. Kazuto, okay, now he's making a contract. Issei, I understand. Akeno, have some to Issei and some for my dear Kohai. Issei graces. At that Akeno leaves. Issei, is she your partner or the others? Kazuto, we're trying, they're all good people. Issei, I see, I wish you luck, friend. And so they continued, they became good friends, and when Saturday came, they went out, went to the mall to buy clothes, and went everywhere. A week had already passed and Issei was getting along well with everyone, including those on the student council. In the club room. Issei, it's been a quiet week, hasn't it? Kazuto, yes, it has been. A magic circle appears there. It's still as stinky as the last time I came. Rias, what are you doing here, Razor? Razor, I just came for my fiancé. Rias, you know I won't marry you. Razor, and you know that the council decided so. Kazuto, who is he? Akeno, he is Rias's fiancé, Razor Phoenix, the heir to her house. Issei, I see. Issei just stood there watching for now. Rias, I will only marry the man I love. At that he glances at Kazuto. Issei notices and smiles. Razor, that doesn't matter, you're coming with me now. He was about to grab her hand but Kazuto stopped him. Kazuto, Bucho doesn't want to so. He couldn't speak because he was sent flying. Razor, how dare a mere human touch me and talk to me like that, you want to die. In that he creates a sphere of fire and was about to throw it at him, but Issei holds his hand. Issei, violence solves nothing. Razor, don't touch me, human. At that Issei squeezes his hand tighter, making Razor scream. Issei, you hurting my friend is the least you deserve. He tried to break free but couldn't. Issei, just because he's human doesn't mean he's weak. The weak one is that person who boasts of being powerful. Razor is very angry and was going to speak but another magic circle appeared. Please. He didn't finish as he saw Razor on the ground being hurt by a human. Excuse me, but could you let it go? Issei, it's okay, but I did it because he hurt my friend. With that he let go and Razor began to heal. Rias, Grafia, what are you doing here? Grafia, I only came on Surzak-sama's orders in case something happened and he proposed a raiding game. And if he wins he could be free. Rias, I understand how long it will take. Grafia, in 10 days. Razor, what can you do with these few pieces in exchange? I have them all. At this point he summons his entire entourage. Razor, better give up and save yourself the defeat. Rias, no. If I have the chance I will use it. Razor, whatever you want, but I will win, and when that day comes, you will pay me, human. In that he points to Issei. Issei, sorry, that's impossible. Razor, what do you mean? Issei, I'm not part of his entourage, just a friend. That surprised Razor and Grafia a little since a mere human had it like that. Razor, well, I'll give you the honor. Rias, let him help you as you say. Rias, Grafia, that's possible. Grafia, if both parties so wish, yes. Rias sees Issei. Issei, it's okay, I'll help you, you're my friend. That's how everything was agreed for the day of the meeting. Rias, well, we have to make the most of these days, we'll go to train. Issei, well, I wish you luck. Rias, you're not coming with us. Issei, you have your way of training and I have mine. And also, since I'm new to the academy, I can't be away for so long. That made everyone sweat. The next day Issei was in class. Tsubaki, I heard you're going to help Rias because… Issei, she's my friend just like you. Tsubaki, I see, and thank you for considering me one. Issei, yep. In that, the 10 days passed. Day of the meeting. Grafia, Rias-sama, everyone is ready. Rias, yes. At that Grafia leaves and makes the announcements and everyone is already in the combat arena. Rias, well, the plan is that Kazuto and Kaneko go to the gym and Akeno waits for the enemies to arrive and Kiba waits and Issei. Issei, I'll go out for a walk and if I find someone I'll eliminate them. At that Rias nods and everyone goes their own way. VIP Lounge. Surzak, Sona, can you tell me about that boy? Sona, we don't know much, we only know that he came recently and is half dragon. Seraphal, and what are you doing here in demon territory? Sona, He just came back home after so many years. We have no right to kick him out. Surzek, because he is so strong. Sona, it's not because of that. The reason is that he was here long before the demons were in this city. Seraphal, what do you mean? This territory has always been ours. For years. Sona, yes, but he lived here more than 2,000 years ago. That made the two demons open their eyes wide. Seraphal, how have you lived so much? Sona, it must be his dragon part that cost us how he saw the fight of the two dragons, how they died and the death of the mouse and god. That surprised both of them. Surzek, how do you know about that death? That was high grade. Sona, so it's real. Seraphal, yes. From what I see, he knows a lot. Sona, I don't believe that. Surzek, because. Sona, he told us that he lived in a cave all these years training. Seraphal, I'm getting more and more curious about that boy, for now let's watch the fight. In the fight, Issei was walking calmly until someone appeared. So you are the human who humiliated my king? Issei, well, yes. I am Razor-sama's tower and now I will kill you. In that, Issei comes out against him, he just dodges it, leaving her out of the game. Grafia, one of Razor-sama's towers, has been eliminated. That left those in the VIP room speechless. Seraphal, Sug did it so fast. Surzek, I can take him out with just a few hits. In the fight, Issei continued ahead. Minutes later, only Issei and Rias and Issei and Asia remained. Razor, Rias, surrender, your pawn can't anymore. Rias was frustrated and was about to speak. Issei, not yet Rias, it's not time to give up. At that she turns around to look at him. Issei, Rias, get out of here with Kazuto and Asia, I'll take care of the rest. She just nodded and left. Razor, I thought you'd be in bed by now, but I'm glad you're here so I can eliminate you with my own hands. Issei didn't say anything. 4. Razor, did the mouse get your tongue? Issei, I just don't feel like fighting, just give up and we'll leave. Razor just got angry and went to attack, but Issei intercepted him, sending Razor flying all injured. Razor, it hurt a little, but you will never beat me like this. I am the immortal bird, the phoenix. With that he takes out his wings and starts flying and attacking Issei with fireballs. And Issei just dodged them. Razor, you can only run away, perhaps you are afraid of my fire. Issei, no, but if you want fire, I'll give you that. Razor didn't take it seriously and attacked him, then Issei did the same. Since Issei's fire is stronger, hitting Razor head on and making him scream. In the VIP room, Sona, her fire came out of her mouth. Seraphal, if it's half dragon, it means it could be worse. It's the first time I've seen it in a human, it's interesting. In the fight, Razor woke up wounded and was barely healing. Issei, give up, you can't take it anymore. Razor, never. At that point he goes on the attack and Issei just sighs and attacks him, knocking Razor out of the fight. Issei approaches to see him, but someone stops him. Issei, something's wrong. He can't take it anymore, leave it alone. Issei, I just came to see how you were and who you are. I am Revel Phoenix, his sister, and thank you for not doing anything to him. Issei, okay, I see you love your brother very much. Revel, yes. Issei just smiles. Revel, you look sad. Issei, I never had siblings or family, so I'm a little envious. Well, I'm leaving, take care, Revel. Revel was going to speak, but he left. Grafia, Razor-sama can no longer continue, the winner of the rating game is Rias Gremory. At that point you could hear everyone shouting and then everyone returned to the club. Rias, thank you Issei for helping us. Issei, it's okay, we're friends, right? Then the two Mao arrive. Surzek, thank you for helping my sister. Issei, it's okay, she's my friend. Seraphal, you're strong, it's great. Issei, thank you. At that Issei stares at her with half-closed eyes and Seraphal gets a little scared. Seraphal, something's wrong. At that, Issei opens the plates. Issei, I already remembered, you are that girl who was crying on the battlefield. That surprised everyone present and embarrassed Seraphal. Seraphal, how do you know that? Issei, one day I left my cave and traveled a bit, and I felt that you were fighting as usual, and I went to see out of curiosity, and well, I watched for a while and I was about to leave, but I heard someone crying because they said that their wand had been broken, and now that I remember, you were there helping her calm down. That embarrassed Seraphal greatly and made Surzek laugh a little. Surzek, I see you know a lot. Issei, the truth is not so much, I spent most of the time training. Surzek, tell me, do you want something for helping us? Issei, I'm fine, I just helped some friends. Well, I'm leaving, have a good night. At that, Issei left everyone. Sona, Nasama, it is true that you cried in battle. Seraphal, it was just a little. Surzek, don't lie, it was hours, and after that you went around killing everyone in your path. And that's how you gained quite a reputation. Sona, they were afraid of you just because you threw a tantrum. Seraphal, she was my favorite. And everyone went home the next day. Kazuto was walking with Asia and Rias, while Kazuto was talking to Drake. Kazuto, Issei is so strong. Drake, of course he trained for many years. And his flames were powerful too. Kazuto, how much? Drake, a lot, but I felt like he held back. If he used them completely, he would have killed that chicken. Kazuto, he can't be that strong. Drake, yes. That's when they see Issei. All, hello Issei. Issei, hey guys. Then they went to classes, and about 2 quiet weeks passed until everyone was gathered at the club. Issei, well, what's up with this tension here? Kazuto, I have no idea. Rias, and it is offered well to those of the church. Zenobia, as you know, we came here to inform you that you do not interfere with our mission. Rias, how do you think we would do that? Are you crazy? Irina, just don't interfere though. Rias, well, if that's all, you can go. At that, they get up and Zenobia looks at Asia. Zenobia, since I saw you, you are Asia Argento. Asia, yes. Zenobia, you're that nun who was kicked out of the church for curing a demon. Tell me, do you still believe in God? Asia, yes, despite everything that has happened, I still believe in him. Zenobia, well then die. I don't finish talking. Issei, you know what would happen if you kill her? Zenobia, he would only pay for his sins. Issei, yes, and you would also cause a war by killing someone from the other side. Are you ready to face the consequences? At that, Zenobia lowers her sword and puts it away. Zenobia, I didn't think it through. Issei, if you think like that in the future, you will end up dead. He didn't say anything and they just left. Rias, thanks to you, nothing serious happened. Issei, well, I did what I could, it's better not to have unnecessary deaths. Kazuto, you're right. Issei, well, I'm going home, see you tomorrow. At that, Issei leaves the club. Akeno, from what I saw, he doesn't like the Fallen very much. Kaneko, I saw it too, maybe he still hasn't gotten over it. Kazuto, yes, but one thing is not being liked and another is hating. If that were the case, I think I would have killed a lot of the Fallen already. Rias, it may be so, but let's leave this topic here and go home. This day has been very hard. At Issei's house. Issei, those 2 girls came just to die because, as I heard, she is a very strong person. Her enemy, if something happens I will help, but I don't like wars. At that, Issei stopped thinking and went to sleep the next day. In class? Sona, Issei, I see you think a lot. Issei, well, after that visit yesterday it leaves a lot to think about. Tell me what you know about him. Sona, not much, just that he survived the war against God and the Mao and that he's a war nut. Issei, I understand that you think he wanted to be in this city, he chose it for a reason. Sona, I don't know, it's about being alert. Issei, yes, I will go out to patrol at night in case something happens. Sona, take someone with you just in case. Issei, it's not okay, I don't want anyone to get hurt. And you should also help Kiba. At that point he approaches Rias. Rias, what do you mean? Issei, when he talked about those swords he had a deathly look. If he continues like this he will end up dead. Rias, I know, but there's not much to say. He's a survivor of the Sacred Sword Project. Issei, I understand, but look for him and talk to him. If not, it will be too late by the time you find him. Rias just nodded and left, just like Sona. Already at night. Issei was walking through the streets when he hears a fight in the distance and goes to see. And there were the two from the church, and Kiba and Kazuto and Kaneko fighting with some fallen ones and a priest. In that, Issei goes to help, and after a few minutes all the fallen ones leave and Zenovia went to look for them with Kiba, leaving a wounded Irina. Issei, what the hell happened here? Kazuto, we were just helping and this happened. Issei, I see. Well, we'll talk about this later. Help me take your friend to my apartment to heal this wound. With that, the three of them went to Issei's apartment and called Rias to come later to find out the situation. 5. Issei, since we are all gathered, what happened, Kazuto? Kazuto, I just went out with Kaneko to help a little. Rias, you know that's dangerous, right? Kaneko, yes, but Kiba-senpai is our friend and needs our help. Rias, I know, but we can't do anything for now. Kazuto, we know. Issei, well, I'll go see how Irina is while you guys talk. At that, Issei gets up and goes to the guest room. Issei, don't move too much, you're still injured from the battle. Irina, thank you for helping me. I don't know how to repay you. Issei, okay, so you're Kazuto's friend, so his friend is my friend. Irina, I see, I hope we get along, although you already know my name. Let me introduce myself, I'm Shido Irina, a pleasure. Issei, nice to meet you, I'm Issei. Irina, because you don't give your last name, you're ashamed. Issei, I don't have this name, it was given to me by some friends who took care of me. Irina, I'm sorry. Issei, it's okay, it's been a while. Kazuto told me that they are childhood friends, but he told me that if you dress up as a boy, maybe you. Irina, no, none of that, it's just that I liked it. Issei, I see, sorry for thinking like that. Irina, okay. That's where Rias comes in. Rias, Issei, we need your help. Sona called me and Kokubile is going to the academy. Let's go quickly. Issei, alright, let's go. At that, Rias comes out, and Issei was about to get up, but Irina stops him. Issei, something's wrong. Irina, I'll go with you. Issei, you're not hurt, and you don't have your sword either. Irina, but. Issei, and if you go, you're going to get hurt, and I can't let a beautiful lady get hurt, and Kazuto will be sad if something happens to you, so wait. At that, Issei leaves the room, leaving a somewhat red Irina. At that, Issei runs away at super speed. And when he arrives, he crosses the barrier and saw his friends fighting. Issei, Kazuto, what happened to you? Kazuto, that man is strong. At that, Issei looks up and sees Kokubile sitting with a smile. Issei, I see, go to Asia's place, I'll continue. At that, Kazuto just nods and leaves. Kokubile, a simple human is going to stop me, don't make me laugh. Issei didn't say anything and just walked in. That, Issei makes a big jump, hitting Kokubile, fully burying him in the ground. At that point he comes out of the crater angrily, and starts throwing spears of light at him, and Issei just dodged them and ran against Kokubile. At that, Kokubile wanted to hit, but Issei beat him, giving him a big blow that sent him flying. Kokubile, damn you, a filthy human who dares to touch me, a cadre who was in the Great War. Issei, that's just a title, and one thing is to survive and another is to escape. Those words angered Kokubile, and he gave a half smile and took out his wings. And he flew away. Kokubile, well, if that's so, I'll tell you that God died in the last war too. The only one shocked was Zenovia. Kokubile looked around. Kokubile, didn't it surprise you? Rias, before yes, but now no. At that, Kokubile gets angry and was going to throw a spear at everyone, but Issei arrives and was about to hit him but managed to block it and fall to the ground. Issei, you better stop talking. Kokabeel gets up only to see a large flame coming towards him. He tries to cover himself with his wings. I ended up burning some of them. Issei, I only hate two things: talkers and voyeurs who think they are important. Someone would ask who they were talking to and they would watch as the barrier was broken. Valley, I see you felt my presence. Issei, like I said, I hate peeping toms. Making Valley a little angry, he approaches Kokabeel, who was unconscious and was about to leave. Drake, it's been a while, Albion. Albion, same here. Albion, it's not our time yet. Drake, I know. At that, Vala leaves, leaving a silence. Minutes later, Surzek and Serafal arrive. Issei was lying on a tree and Serafal approaches him. Serafal, Issei, are you okay? Issei, oh, it's you, sorry I don't know your name. Serafal, I see my name is Serafal, Leviathan, sister of Sona. Issei, nice to meet you, and you asked if I'm okay, thank you. Serafal, you don't look like that. Issei, I'm just tired, if you excuse me I'll go home, have a good night. At that, Issei gets up and leaves Serafal alone. Serafal, you look sad. Issei, I would like to help you but I don't know how. A few minutes pass and Issei arrives home and sees Irina on the couch. Issei, you shouldn't be in bed. Irina, I was restless, I wanted to wait and see. Issei, I see, well, everything went well, no one got hurt too much. Irina, I'm glad to hear that, and my friend. Issei, she'll be gone soon, you'll see. If you'll excuse me, I'll go rest. At that, Issei went to his room. 2 days had already passed. Issei, it was good to have company. I wish you a good trip. Irina, thank you for letting me stay even though I will have to go back alone. Issei, that's how I see it, but she's happy as I see it. Irina, yes. Issei, well, I wish you a good trip, get off quickly, your taxi is waiting for you. At that point, Irina approaches and gives him a kiss on the cheek. Irina, thank you for everything. I hope to see you soon. And so he left Issei alone. Issei, it took me by surprise. Well, I'll get ready since tomorrow is Father's Day, but what will I do if I don't have any relatives? It'll be a long day. And so Parents' Day passed and Issei walked through the halls. Issei, it was fun today. Because there are so many people gathered around. At that, Issei begins to walk towards the gym and sees Serafal modeling, and a few minutes pass where everyone left, or rather they were kicked out by the student council. Issei, I didn't know there was a show today. Serafal. Serafal, well, I like to dress up, so what do you think? Issei, it suits you. Serafal, thank you. Issei, you came to see Kaicho. Serafal, yep. Issei, I didn't see you in the hall at the meeting. Serafal, I just stopped here and well, you know the rest. Issei, I see you like this kind of things, but not for years. Serafal, thanks to you, many know that embarrassing moment. Issei, sorry, hee. But you haven't changed at all since then. Serafal, well, that's how demons are, and even though years have passed, you're still young. Issei, hee, you get used to it. Look, there comes your sister. I'd better leave. Serafal, wait, you're coming to the faction meeting. Issei, because I don't belong to any. Serafal, well, you defeated Kokabeel and that's why. Issei, I see when it is good. Serafal, tomorrow night. Issei, I see, well, I'm going. With that, Issei left for his house. While at the Haida house, Surzek, he really beat him so quickly. Rias, even I was surprised, and the fact that the Hakuryukoi was already there was already a lot of confusion. Serafal, he has good instincts from what I see. Kazuto, yes, it is very strong. Drake, also, his flames were strong, they looked a bit like mine when I was a little dragon. Kazuto, but your flames were lethal from what I know. Drake, yes, my most powerful flames could even burn the soul of my enemies, but they didn't work on Albion, and he had a very dangerous poison a little below another. Only I could resist it, That's why we fought, because each of us could withstand the most powerful of the other. Kazuto, great, someday I'll be able to use them. Drake, no, that old man blocked it, he was afraid that a crazy person would come out. Kazuto, I see. Seraphol, in short, her flames are dangerous. Drake, yes, maybe that's why he trained for years to make them that strong, maybe that's his limit. Nobody said anything. On the day of the meeting, everyone was gathered in the room. 6. All the leaders were gathered, with their companions from the angels Michael and Gabriel and Irina. For the fallen Azazel and Vala and Penemu. For the demons Surzek and Seraphol and the 2 retinues. And Issei, who is apart. Someone was going to speak, but Issei spoke. Issei, you are the leader of the fallen. Approaching Azazel. Azazel, yes. At that, Issei hits him hard in the face, sending him flying. Everyone was open-mouthed at what he did. At that point, Azazel stands up angrily. Azazel, hey, why was that? Issei, for my friends and my only family. When he said that, he was confused. But the 2 entourages knew why. And Gabriel looked at them with curiosity too. Azazel, who are you talking about? Issei, 2,000 years ago your soldiers attacked the village where I lived. That shocked all the leaders. Issei, they killed all my friends, they burned everything. It wasn't their fault, they were just humans with a quiet life, they didn't know anything about the supernatural, but... He said it with tears in his eyes. Surprising everyone, and especially the 2 entourages, since they always looked at him calmly or smiling. Gabriel looked at this with some tears, she could see his heart, and saw sadness. Issei, but they still killed them, they had no mercy. When I saw that massacre I could only vomit, and see everything. I could barely talk to my best friend just to watch him die afterwards with a smile. And you know the reason why I didn't kill all the fallen or every supernatural being. When he said those words, the leaders were open-mouthed, and so were his friends, because they didn't know that. Issei, it was because I promised not to do it, since there are also innocent people in that world who are not to blame for their stupid fight. I swore to be strong so I could protect my friends and the innocent. I trained for years to be that way, but I'm still weak. When he said that, he said it a little more calmly and remained silent as he was able to let off steam. A few seconds passed that felt like an eternity until he heard someone fall to the ground. And that was Azazel, who was around, surprising everyone, and Vala too. Azazel, all I can say now is I'm sorry for what happened to your friends and family. I know this is nothing. But I'm sorry for what my men did to your friends and family. While he had his head down, Issei approaches and helps him up. Issei, I forgive you, and I know they would do the same, so let it all end here. At that, Issei extends his hand with a smile, and Azazel takes it. Issei, sorry about this, he. While scratching the back of his neck. Issei, Seraphol, I only came for this reason, I hope you forgive me. Seraphol, it's okay, nothing's wrong. Surzek, is it true that you were going to kill every supernatural being? When he said that, everyone was waiting for the answer. Issei, yes. Michael, and you say it so fast. Issei, don't get me wrong, tell me, what if you were in my position, everything was taken from you, you had nothing left to do? Michael didn't know what to answer. Issei, first it would have been the fallen, then the demons, then the angels, and finally the dragons. Everyone was surprised by how calmly he said it, and that's what Albion's wings look like. Albion, what do dragons have to do with it? Issei, seriously, tell me how many villages you destroyed with your fight. Albion did not respond. Issei, I'm right, no. But that was before my friend died. He told me that revenge would bring me nothing good and that innocent people would end up dying just because of my revenge. Surzek, I see. Issei, yeah, well, that was in the past, now go do your thing, I'll be around. At that, Issei went to sit in a corner, leaving everyone with a drop of sweat, anime style. That's what they'd put the video on. Azazel, I see you also took it out on Kokabeel. Issei, it was him or you when I saw you. Azazel, I see. Michael, but what a monstrous force and those flames. Seraphol, yes, it's scary. Surzek, if I were to fight him, it wouldn't be easy, honestly. Azazel, you're right, that blow hurt me. I haven't felt that in years. Penemu, yes, but we deserved it for the past. Azazel said nothing. And they continued. Michael, and what do you two heavenly dragons say? Kazuto, I just want peace so I can be with my loved ones. And friends. That made your girls blush. Azazel, and you Vala. Valley, as long as he fights strong people, that's enough. Azazel, and he will find them in peace as well. He didn't respond to that. And everything went on like the anime until the moment of the fight. Kazuto was on the ground. Vala, you are weak. Rias, what do we do? He is very strong. Seraphol, he is the strongest Hakuryukoi both from the past, present and future plus his lineage with Lucifer. Vala, I'm tired of you. Then he goes down at full speed and kicks him, sending him to the leaders. They grab him and Asia starts to heal him. Valley, I want to see how strong you are, Issei, for having trained for so long. Come and fight me. Issei, I don't want to, you better go. Vala gets angry and speaks. Vala, you are weak. Issei, it's not because of that. Vala, then come. Issei, you want to know the reason why I've lived so long. Despite having a human aura. That question made most of them curious. Vala, I don't know. Issei, because I'm also a dragon. That surprised the leaders. Valley, you must be very weak since you can't feel any dragon aura. Issei, it's because I don't like people to see it. It took me years to be able to hide it completely. I'll tell you a story. Vala, what's this about? Issei, just listen. The Mao along with God and Azazel fought against the two celestial dragons and ended up killing them, and then sealed their souls leaving everyone injured. Valley, what is the point of such stupidity? Issei, one question first, but it's more for Drake and Albion. Albion, what's up? Drake, tell me. Issei, can you tell me what your most powerful powers are? That alone makes others doubtful. Drake, I had flames capable of destroying even the soul, only Albion could withstand them. Albio, and I ate poison doing the same and only Drake can stand them. Someone else is talking about that. Michael, Issei, what are you trying to get at with this? Issei, that's what I'm getting at, only this time the question is for Azazel. Azazel, what's wrong? Issei, after the battle you can tell me what you did with their bodies. That opened everyone's eyes, even the dragons. Issei, when you all left I went over to see you, you were huge. The truth is I was curious since in the end I saw that fight and you guys just left. I wanted to burn the bodies but out of nowhere they exploded near me and I got sick and spent days in bed. The day the Fallen attacked one attacked me too and that's when I started to wake up. Drake, I said it surprised, what you mean is that? Issei, that's right Drake, when that happened all his abilities passed to me. Saying that, all the leaders had their mouths on the floor and Issei's friends were almost worse off. And the two dragons were surprised. Issei, that's the reason why I won't fight Vala. Vala, and what do I care about that? I am Vala Lucifer, and the most powerful Hakuryukoi. Issei, go away or Albion will have to find another carrier. Albion, Vala, get out of here, you're no match for him. Valley, they're just words. Albion, you don't understand, he has all my powers and reds, and what's worse, he even has dangerous ones, and if one of them touches you, you die. Valley, that excites me more. With a smile. Issei, Albion, you have a stubborn carrier, you know I don't like to fight. Albion, boy, tell me something. Issei, yes. Albion, how much have you mastered our skills? Everyone was curious. Issei, let's say I can divide everything without getting tired and pass it on to myself without a problem, and I can increase my power without limits. That surprised everyone. Drake, in short, you are close to a celestial dragon, but why don't we feel any dragon aura on you? Issei, fine, I'll show them. At that, Issei begins to release all his aura suddenly, leaving all the leaders a little tired from the pressure, and the weak ones were on the ground. At that, Issei had his aura again. Albion, impossible, you are above us at our best. When Albion said that, everyone couldn't believe it. Azazel, in short, he is a third celestial dragon. Drake, yes, but tell me, Issei, that was all. When Drake said that, no one could believe it. Issei, maybe, I still have a long way to go. Azazel, you're crazy. If we fight you, the only thing that awaits us is certain death. Michael, because you say you are still weak, you are already strong. Issei, there is a great weakness that I have not yet fully mastered. Seraphal, what would it be? Issei, it's something every dragon wants. Albion, don't tell me you want to be immune to Samuel's blood. Drake, that's impossible, even the dragon gods suffer, not as much as we do, but they suffer. Issei, my dream is to be strong to protect my friends since it's the only thing I have. Since I can remember, I've only had friends, I never knew my parents. I can only take care of my friends. Saying that, some girls felt peace upon hearing those words. Valley, that doesn't matter here, just open one celestial dragon and that will be me. Issei, if you want to fight, fine. At that, Issei starts walking. Issei, balanced dragon. When he said those words, he began to glow. All the leaders were shocked by what they saw. Azazel, how did you make a balance breaker? Issei, with a dragon voice, I wanted something to fight with, and this occurred to me. Some people felt chills upon hearing that voice. Drake, Issei, what is that spear for? When Drake said that, everyone looked at her. Issei, this spear contains most of his abilities that I borrowed. I hope you forgive me for taking them. 7. At that, Vala at full speed lunges at Issei. And he only gives him a blow in which we are sending him flying. At that, Vala emerges from the smoke with his armor half destroyed. Issei, Vala, please go. I am patient, but if you don't go, you will regret it. Vala angrily throws magic spells at him, at which point Issei just holds onto his handle and divide is heard, making the spell disappear. Issei extends his hand again, just saying dragon shot, hitting Vala full force and leaving him wounded and unconscious. That's when Biko appears. And seeing Vala's condition, he just grabs him and takes him away. Issei just looked forward and deactivated his armor. And he spoke from behind. Issei, you may have questions, but there are some things that are better left unsaid. If you'll excuse me, I'll be leaving. At that, Issei disappeared into his own magic circle, leaving a great silence. Michael, with such a great revelation, they believe that he is friend or enemy. Gabriel, he is a good person. Penemu, because you say so. Gabriel, he has a kind heart that only seeks joy. No one could answer that question. Seraphal, he is a good person. If he was a bad person, he would have killed us years ago, or not. Surzek, you're right. Azazel, even if we tried to kill him, the one who would lose would be us with tremendous power. Drake, Issei does not wish evil. Penemu, because you say so. Drake, if he had wanted revenge, he would have been consumed by darkness and turned into an evil dragon. Kazuto, that's good, isn't it? Everyone nodded at what was said. Drake, but you won't see him for a while either. Irina, because Drake, dragons can smell people's fear, and he saw fear in all of you, that's why he left without seeing you. No one could answer because he was telling the truth and they were afraid of him. Drake, I could feel his sadness since he's been alone for years, and seeing his friends like that hurt him a little. Everyone had their heads down. Irina, but it was only for a moment. He knows that we won't do anything to him. Seraphal, yes, he is a good person. Rias, a friend who helped me without asking for anything in return. Sona, same here. Gabriel, he is kind and he didn't look at me with bad eyes. Penemu, yes, and despite the harm we caused him in the past, he forgave us. Kazuto, we should go look for him. Drake, I don't think that's possible. Kazuto, because. Drake, he's no longer in Kut, he's gone, I don't feel anything from him. Surzek, we will send soldiers to find him. Drake, it will be impossible for you to find it. Azazel, bye. Drake, if you haven't felt their energy for over 2,000 years, you will be able to now. Michael, you're right. Drake, just leave him, he needs this. He needs to clear his mind of everything that's happened. Irina, no, I'll go look for him. At that point she takes out her angel wings and takes flight, leaving everyone surprised. Michael, he left without saying anything. Then someone else speaks. Seraphal, I'm going too, it's fun. Taking out his wings and flying at super speed, leaving his sister and the leaders with their eyes wide open. Nobody believed what was happening. Surzek, I won't lie, I didn't see that coming. Gabriel, either do I. Penemu, maybe he fell in love. The question remained in the air. With that, they signed the treaty and each left. A week later, and still no news of Issei. His friends were looking for him often. Seraphal left a lot of paperwork pending and Irina asked for permission. In that, the two of them flew together. Irina, I've been wondering why you're looking for him. Seraphal, I have seen a lot of joy in him, and he treats me as I am and not with titles and you. Irina, he took care of me when Kokabil attacked me, we talked and he listened to me, I liked his talk. Seraphal, I heard you were friends with Kazuto, I thought you liked him. Irina, because I thought that. Seraphal, well, that's what childhood friends are like or not. Irina, maybe others, but I love Issei and I want to be with him. Seraphal, it's not bad for an angel to be with someone who also has a partner. Irina, but he doesn't have a partner as far as I know. Seraphal, for now, but I like him too so. Irina, if there is love it doesn't matter, he is a person who would treat everyone equally. In that they talked and they arrived at the end of Japan, arriving at a beach, and they saw a silhouette there. And they saw that it was Issei and they went to see him at full speed. Seraphal, Issei, it's you. At that Issei turns around, being a little surprised. Issei, what are you doing here? He received no response and saw the two of them coming running towards him. Issei, what's wrong? Irina, we've been looking for you for days. Issei, because I thought you didn't want to see me anymore. Seraphal, don't say that, everyone is looking for you just like we miss you. Issei was surprised and gave a small smile. Issei, I see. Irina, Issei, where have you been all this time? Issei, I've been here this whole time. Seraphal, because. At that Issei separates the girls and they didn't want to, but in the end they did it. At that Issei turns around and shows a cross, surprising the girls. Issei, here are the remains of all my friends. I wanted them to see the sunrise and sunset every day. It's the only place I know. Seraphal, I see. Irina, I understand. Seraphal, Issei, you should know that we weren't afraid of you, it was just a moment, just that, but I didn't want you to leave like that. Irina, you are always a happy person, since the moment I left I couldn't stop thinking about you. And when you left that day it hurt me, so please come back. Seraphal, if you come back your friends are waiting for you, I need you too, you have become a person for me. Giving him a smile. Issei just listened with some tears and a smile. Issei, thank you very much, and if you want to be with me I will do my best to make you happy. At that Issei gives them a big hug and so they reciprocate the same. Seconds later. Issei, well, let's go home, I have to apologize to the others for leaving. Irina, it's okay, they understand why you did it. Seraphal, yeah, and one more thing, you'll have to move. Issei, where to? Seraphal, to the Hayadu residence so that everyone can be gathered in case of an emergency, you don't mind. Issei, it's fine by me. Irina, I live there too, so we'll always be together. And I'll also be studying at the academy, but only in second year. Seraphal, I'm doing my best to be able to work from the human world so I can be with you. Issei, thank you and sorry for all the things you do for me, Seraphal. Seraphol, it's okay since it's the first time I have a partner. Issei, but since you're so cute I thought that. Seraphol, well, not everyone only looks at my title. Issei, I see. Well, let's get to it. The three of them took out their wings, surprising the girls since their wings were purple, black and very large. After a few hours they arrive at the residence, and I understand everything. 8. Kazuto, Issei, you gave us so much trouble. Issei, I'm sorry and thanks for letting me stay at your house. Kazuto, it's okay, the more people the better. Issei, yes, well, and the holidays are almost here. What will they do? Kazuto, well, Bucho told us yesterday that we would go to the Underworld to train and have a youth meeting. Issei, I see, then I wish you luck. Kazuto, and what will you do? Issei, maybe I'll go out to train. Hey Drake, tell me something. That's when the glove comes off. Drake, what's wrong? Issei, you're angry that I have your power. Drake, the truth is not yours now and I see you have mastered it. Issei, I'm doing my best but I still have a long way to go. Drake, Issei, you can now become a dragon, no? Kazuto opened his eyes at the knowledge. Issei, yes, but I only did it once, I don't like it very much. Drake, I see. Issei, Drake, what level can I find myself at now? Drake, you are further from a celestial but you are also very far from a dragon god. Issei, I understand, but as I once read, to obtain the title of celestial or god I have to receive it from the 3 dragon gods, no? Drake, yes, but one doesn't count, you know that, right? Issei, yes, then there will only be 2. Drake, yes, but don't worry, little by little they will realize your power and they will give you the title. Kazuto, wow, Issei, that's great, I wish it was me. Drake, well, train, do you think he did it that easy? Kazuto, that's true. That's when Seraphol arrives. Seraphol, hey guys. Kazuto, hello? Issei, hi, something's wrong. Seraphol, tell me, Issei, what are you going to do on vacation? Issei, just train. Because. Seraphol, do you want to come with me? I'll show you the city. Issei, it's not a bother to be at your house. Seraphol, don't worry, I'll be alone in the end. Issei, I thought you lived with your family. Seraphol, when I became a Mao, I was given the territory Leviathan. Issei, I see, then it's okay. Seraphol, fine, we'll leave when the others leave. That's what it's about. Kazuto, well, Issei, we'll see each other there. Issei, yes. Kazuto, I can ask you a favor. Issei, tell me. At that he lowers his head. Kazuto, please take care of Irina, she's a bit childish but she's a good girl. Issei, don't worry so much, she and Seraphol will always be in my heart, and I would give my life for them. At that point the two of them hugged each other and left. A week later everyone was on the train ready to go to the Underworld. Once inside, Issei and the 2 girls were talking until Azazel called them. Issei, what's wrong? Azazel, well, soon the 2 of you will have a test and well, you are strong. Rias, I understand. At that point the 2 entourages are teleported to a valley and a giant dragon attacks them. While the others watched. Issei, who is he? Sona, he is a former dragon king, is Tannen. Issei, I see, from what I see he is very strong. Irina, if it is destroying both groups. Seraphol, you shouldn't stop him now. Azazel, good. Azazel spreads his wings and begins to swoop down and stop Tannen's attacks. Azazel, they can't anymore. Tannen, if I see that they are weak, not Drake. Drake, well, that's the new generation. Kazuto, you already knew that, Drake. Drake, sure. That's when the others arrive. Issei, wow, you are huge friend. Tannen, thank you, but what is a human being doing here without offending? Issei, calm down, I'm used to it. Drake, don't say that, Tannen, that boy is very powerful, he's just pretending. Tannen, oh yes, that's it. Drake, A little stronger than when I had my body. That surprised Tannen and made him a little excited. Tannen, hey boy, you want to fight me? Issei, I don't feel like it, honestly. Tannen, come on, or are you scared? Issei, fine, but first everyone leave and Serafal and your Azazel can create a barrier, yeah. They both nod and leave, just the two of them. Issei, you know this is harder, so wait. Tannen didn't understand, but then she saw Issei change and was surprised just like the others, the leaders too. Issei begins to grow into a great dragon, leaving everyone with their mouths open by this tremendous dragon. Tannen, you're strong enough that I can't sense your aura even then. Issei, in a deep voice, I trained for years. Tannen, I see, then I will have to give my all because this is not easy. At that point, the two of them launch an attack, throwing large fireballs at each other, with Tannen and Issei dividing them, surprising Tannen. Tannen, that's the power of Albion as. Issei just smiles, and out of nowhere Tannen heard boost and saw that Issei threw a large fireball at him, also hitting Tannen squarely. Tannen, you're a strong boy, I give up. If you attack me again I feel like I'll die. Issei begins to have his original form. Issei, don't say that, you're strong, that ball you threw at me was strong. Tannen, because you have the powers of those two. Issei, they gave it to me a long time ago. The others then come down. And Serafal jumps on Issei. Serafal, wow, you are awesome in your dragon form. Irina, I agree, she's beautiful. Azazel, what scared me the most is that I didn't feel any power in you. Tannen, that's because it's so strong that you can't feel such tremendous power. Kazuto, what do you mean? Drake, in short, you are weak, even the leaders have a hard time. Azazel, it looks like you've been trying hard, boy. Issei, well, I didn't train for 2,000 years locked up, hee. Tannen, I see, you're right, and tell me, Drake, you're not mad that I have your power. Drake, he didn't win at all, and he also has my special ability like Albion's. Tannen, seriously, everyone will be afraid of you. Issei, I'm still weak. Tannen, because Drake, he wants to overcome Samuel's poison. Tannen, that's impossible, and how much can you bear for now? Issei, for now I can only resist 40%. Tannen, that's a lot, and how did you achieve that result? Issei, it's better that you don't know. While scratching the back of his neck. Drake, Issei, how long can you use your dragon form? Issei, I always have no limits, but I feel weird in it. Tannen, you're going all out, boy. If you keep this up, you'll soon reach the level of a god. No one could say anything. Minutes later, everyone went to their homes. Serafal took Issei and Irina. Issei, Serafal, this house is very big, aren't you afraid to live alone? Serafal, the truth is a little, but I only spend my time in the office and well, the rest doesn't matter. Irina, I see, and what fun are we going to do with all this time? Serafal, well, how about we go to the capital and hang out? Issei, sounds good, let's go. At that, the three of them went out onto the road, attracting a lot of attention since Serafal was holding hands with a man. Most people were very jealous of her luck. They had a good time. The last place they went to was a cafe. Issei, it was a great day, wasn't it? Irina, yes, I had fun. Serafal, well, we'll do more things later. Issei, tell me, Serafal, what is the youth meeting about? Serafal, young devils like Rias and Sona tell those on the council what they want to do in the future. Issei, I see. Serafal, yes, but you will also go with me and Irina, I think, or not? Irina, yes, Michael-sama will come as a representative of the angels that day. Issei, but I don't like those things, you know, I don't like elegant things. Serafal, you'll be with the other leaders, so don't worry. Issei, if so, there is no problem. Serafal, since that same day a meeting with the Nordic faction will take place. Issei, you know that smells like trouble, right? Serafal, yes, but we will be alert. Issei, okay, I will be too. They finished a few minutes after talking and went home to rest since they had a long and very hard day. 9. All the leaders were gathered together with the god Odin, leader of the Nordic faction. Sirzek, okay, we're all ready now. Odin, yes, we start this, but first, what is that boy doing here too? Watching Issei. Azazel, he is an ally who will help us in the future. Odin, I see, but from what I see you are not a human. Michael, don't play it, that kid is really powerful. Odin, I see. Seraphal, alright, let's get this started. Issei, the faster the better, he. And so they began to see if they could achieve a peace treaty. Minutes later there was a huge explosion. Odin, Loki, return to Asgard, and when you return I will talk to you. Seriously. Loki, I do not agree with this nonsense you have planned with lesser beings. Odin, enough, Loki. Loki ignores it, and charges up a power and throws it at the nearest person. As he did so, he only saw his attack get smaller until it disappeared. Issei, for a god you are very rude. Loki, what have you done, human? Issei, just stopping a stupid thing. Loki got angry and sent Fenrir to attack. Issei sent him flying with great force. Loki, who the hell are you? Issei, just a human. Issei looks at Odin. Issei, I'll take care of this. Starting to walk while creating armor. Leaving Odin in awe. Issei took Loki to a lonely place at great speed. Odin, since he has a sacred gear, I didn't feel anything. Azazel, and he doesn't have that armor, he created it himself. Odin, how? Azazel, with his own effort, that's all. They put a hologram so they could watch the fight. Meanwhile, Issei gives Loki a big blow that leaves him buried in the ground. Loki, damn it. While launching large attacks, Issei only raised his hand and the power only decreased. Then, Issei extends his other hand, hitting Loki full on, leaving him half wounded. In the room. Odin, that boy is strong, but those 2 rooms are not his. Seraphal, that's right, Issei has the powers of the 2 celestial dragons. Odin, how is that possible? Seraphal, things that happen accidentally. Odin didn't ask any more questions and just kept watching. In the battle you could see a wounded Loki then summons a great dragon and the sons of Fenrir. Loki, now you're going to die. While putting on a big smile he sends the beasts to attack, but he noticed that the dragon was not moving. Loki, what's wrong? At that he saw that he lowered his head, making Loki open his eyes wide. Issei, it's simple, he knows that I'm stronger than him. Loki, that's impossible, attack is an order. All angry, Fenrir's sons attacked and Issei knocked them unconscious with great blows. And he went against Loki, giving him great blows that left him unconscious. He took his body and went to where the leaders were. Issei, here I thought you wanted it. While Issei placed Loki's body near Odin. Odin, thank you for not killing him. Issei, it's okay, no problem. Issei goes with Seraphal. Seraphal, good job, you did well. Issei, thank you. With a big smile. Issei, well, since everything is settled, let's sign the contract, right? The leaders nodded and began the meeting. The day passed and later everyone went home. Issei was at Seraphal's mansion. She was called for a scare, so Issei was bored, so he decided to go out for a walk. On the walk he met someone. Issei, wow, don't expect to see the Infinity Dragon face to face, she's offering you something. Ophis, I see you know about me like that. Issei, just the basics, I just asked what brings you here. Ophis, Albion told me about you. Issei, I see, and what do you have planned? You will kill me. Ophis, no, but I want you to join me. Issei, thanks, but I don't have a good life and I don't want to throw it away. Ophis, I don't like it when they refuse. Issei, and I insist. Ophis, so. Issei, it's impossible for me to beat a god, especially if it's you and Big Red. Ophis, then you have no choice. Issei, but that doesn't mean I'm going to give up. Ophis, so. Issei, yes. Issei creates a barrier to avoid attracting attention. Issei, it will be like this or the dragon. Ophis, you are strong, so let's fight properly. Ophis began to grow, taking the form of a great dragon as black as the night. Issei did the same, being almost the same height as Ophis. Both dragons launched into the attack, causing a great disaster. Ophis launched great attacks, and Issei began to divide them and focus more of his power on that, creating fire with his mouth. Ophis dodges it, but as she does so, Issei launches an attack on her, biting her in the neck, making Ophis scream. And throwing her away, she gets up and launches into the attack. A big fight ensued, and minutes later they separated. Ophis, I didn't think you were this strong. Issei, seeing from you, it's a great compliment. Ophis, it's time to end this. Issei, I say the same. Both of them launch into the attack, launching large attacks. Issei inflates his chest and gives a great roar with a large amount of fire as red as blood. Ophis knew what kind of fire it was, so with everything she had, she created a large shield to defend herself. He was a little surprised as the flames were strong. After that, Issei calmed down, and Ophis was ready to launch an attack, but she saw that Issei was about to do it again, so she prepared herself, but instead of fire, green smoke came out. She knew perfectly well what it was, so she resisted the attack. When she finished, she was a little tired, just like Issei. Issei heard something that surprised him. Ophis, I give up. Returning to his normal form, and doing so had a few wounds. Issei returned to his with some wounds as well. Issei, because I know you haven't given your all yet. Ophis, yes, but those 2 final attacks were something. If you keep going like this, those 2 skills will do a lot of damage in the future. Issei, I see. Ophis, because you trained so much. Issei, I have to protect my friends that I have already made my 2 partners. Ophis, I see, but now there will be 3. Issei, what do you mean? Ophis, you don't know that when a male and female dragon fight and the male wins, the female will be his wife. Issei, I didn't know that. Ophis, well, that's how it will be from now on. Issei, you're in favor of this. Ophis, you are strong, of course I like that. Issei, I see, then I hope we get along. Ophis just threw herself at him and kissed him while Issei opened his eyes. Ophis, you are mine and I am yours. Issei, okay, well, let's go home, but you can change your appearance. If you go like that, you will attract a lot of attention. Ophis just nods. Ophis, you like it? Issei, yes, let's go. Ophis took Issei's hand and they went to the house. 10. Both dragons were walking until Ophis spoke. Ophis, Issei, by fighting me you have the right to possess the title of Celestial Dragon. Issei was surprised upon hearing that. Issei, but it is not necessary. That Great Red is also in favor. Ophis, just one is enough. Red and I would only be in favor if we gave you the title of God. Issei, I understand. Ophis, but you are not far from reaching that level. With a few more years you will be able to have it. Issei, titles have never really mattered to me, honestly. Ophis, I understand. Issei, now that you will be by my side, you will leave that group, right? Ophis, yes. Issei, good, because the truth is I wouldn't like to fight you again. Ophis, I say the same thing, but you have to be careful, great threats are coming. Issei, I know. This will be a big problem later. Ophis, but you won't be alone, so it's okay. Issei, I know now I have many people to protect, so I'm not going to give up so easily. Ophis just gave him a half smile. They walked for a few minutes until they reached the mansion. Upon entering, they went to the living room, and there were Seraphal and Irina. When they saw Issei and another person, they were a little surprised. Issei, before you say anything, let me introduce you, she is Ophis Ouroboros. Upon hearing that name, their eyes were wide with surprise. And Ophis only gave a half bow. Ophis, I am also Issei's partner since we fight. Seraphal, but how did you win if you? Ophis, I gave up and realized how strong I was. Seraphal, I see, this is a surprise, really. Irina, too much information. Issei, come on, it's not that big of a deal. I hope everyone gets along. The three of them just nodded and both dragons sat on a sofa and began to talk about trivial things in order to get to know each other better. Issei, Ophis, tell me Albion is upset that you used his power. Ophis, not at all, on the contrary, he is happy that someone follows his legacy and makes people fear him. Issei, I'm glad, but there's a bad part too. Ophis, that's right, Vala, he doesn't take it very well. Ever since you defeated him, he's been training more. Issei, he's someone very imperative from what I see. Ophis, it's always been like this. Seraphal, I just hope it doesn't cause any trouble in the future. Irina, and what will you do now, Ophis-sama? Ophis, just call me Ophis and I'll be fine, I'll be Issei. Seraphal, yes, but you will have to hide your name because, well. Ophis, I understand, you can call me Elizabeth when people are present. Issei, and what will you do since, well, when I return I have to return to the academy, and I don't think you'll like it. Ophis, it's true. I'll stay home or go out. Issei, that's good. Tell me, Ophis, would you help me train? Ophis, sure, whenever you want. Issei, that's great. Ophis, Issei, tell me one thing. Issei, yes, it does happen. Ophis, how do you control yourself when that moment comes? Irina, what moment are they referring to? Ophis, it's when Issei has the need to have relations. Both Seraphal and Irina had their faces like tomatoes upon hearing that and looked at Issei. Issei, at first it was hard to hold back from lying to you once I was close, but I managed to resist. Now I can do it without much difficulty. And you? Ophis, I have no problem with that. Issei, I see. Ophis, but when that time comes, I'll be ready. Getting up from her seat and sitting on Issei's lap. Seraphal, I will be too. He said it with great shame. Irina, me too. Issei, thanks for saying it, but I won't force anyone. Besides, Irina, if you do that you won't fall. Irina, there is a special room that they have created so there is no shame. Seraphal, wow, you are daring, Irina. He said it with a mocking smile and Irina just blushed when she heard that. Issei, well, let's not talk about it anymore. It's something that's not very important. Ophis, partly it is so that you can mark us as yours. Issei, there's no need to do that. Just having them with me is enough. Seraphal, yes, but we will do it later. Irina, and you call me daring. Seraphal, well, I'm a demon so I have no problems. Ophis, then we'll be ready by then. Issei. Issei, I really don't know what will happen to me that day. Ophis, you won't escape very easily. He said it with a smile and then gave her a kiss on the neck. Issei, I thought you were someone who knew nothing about feelings, but it was the opposite. Ophis, years ago, out of curiosity, I was in the human Mu and I saw his behavior, and well, then I read a little. But with strangers he acted like you all say. Seraphal, wow, that's quite a surprise. Issei, yes it is. But well, let's leave that topic behind. Seraphal, you want to escape, don't you? Issei, not at all. He said it calmly. Ophis, I know you want to escape. Issei, come on, you guys brought this up out of nowhere. And for now it's not important. Let's move on to a topic that's more important. Irina, what do you mean? Issei, how is the Chaos Brigade planned? At this point, everyone gets serious. Ophis, why should I lie to you when I don't know anything? I spent most of my time exploring. Issei, I understand, but this organization has been around for many years, but I don't know why it is only acting now. Seraphal, how do you know it's been around for so many years? Issei, well, the truth is, although I told you that I had been training for years, the truth is that I explored Mu a lot and well, I realized many things and learned a lot. Seraphal, then you just act like someone who doesn't know anyone. Issei, more or less over the years I made some contacts, and well, they have kept him informed with what is happening. Irina, but why haven't you told this to the leaders? Issei, the truth is because they would start investigating the places I told them, and that would only make that group hide further. Besides, I don't want people to die in vain. That group has strong people on their side, don't they, Ophis? Ophis, you're right. Issei, so for now I'll leave you with what I can. Seraphal, you shouldn't fight alone and you know it. Issei, yes, but for now I can. Ophis, I'll also be with him so there are no problems. Irina, I'll help you with whatever I can. Issei, thank you. When the real danger comes out, then we will all attack together. Seraphal, you say they don't have everything yet. Issei, that's right. From what my contacts have told me, the group has been looking for many things but they still haven't found them. Seraphal, I see, but we can help investigate that. Issei, yes, but they must be cautious since that group is going to want that at all costs, although I don't know what that is. Irina, there are many problems, really. Issei, I know, and you're just starting out. Ophis, well, with this topic closed, let's return to our previous conversation. At that, Issei stands up. Issei, I'll go train. He quickly activated a magic circular and left the place, leaving the girls. Irina, wow, he got away. Ophis, for now. The girls talked until night came and Issei returned a little tired from training. They had dinner and everyone went to rest since the next day they had to return to the human world. 11. It was the day to return to the human world and the girls were ready to leave as they were in front of the door to leave, but Issei did not appear. Irina, why does it take so long? Ophis, let's go see if something's wrong with him. Seraphal and Irina just nodded and then the group went to the second floor where Ophis stopped when they arrived. Seraphal, something's wrong. Ophis, we have a problem. Seraphal, there may be enemies nearby. Ophis, it doesn't get much worse than that. Irina, what could be worse than an enemy? Ophis, Issei is in heat. Seraphal, wait, it's not the season yet. Ophis, you should know that Issei has been resisting for years. Also, perhaps the matter we discussed yesterday caused him to rush forward. Irina, what are we going to do? Ophis, well, I already have the answer and I want to be marked by him. Seraphal, this is sudden but I will do it too. Irina, me too, but how do I get Issei to that place? Ophis approached her and touched her forehead to see her memories, and seconds later she already knew where the place was. Ophis, Irina, you take Seraphal to that place and I will take Issei, and when we arrive I hope they are ready. They both nodded and Irina activated a magic circle where they both left. Ophis began to walk to Issei's room and every time she did she felt Issei's impulses stronger. Ophis, Issei, you have resisted for so many years and it is time for you to shut up a bit. Destroying the door with a kick where he saw Issei sitting on his bed, and when he saw Ophis he got up and began to walk slowly towards her. Issei, Ophis, get out of here, it's not a good time. Ophis, I told you I would help you when the day came. You are not alone, Issei, and it is time for you to take that great burden off of yourself. Issei, this is dangerous, Ophis. Ophis, we'll see about that. Starting to walk towards Issei, and as she did so she was taking off her clothes and making her body get better. When she was about to take off her shirt, Issei couldn't resist and took her in his arms and threw her on the bed. Ophis could see purple eyes on Issei full of lust, she for her part just smiled at him. At that Issei finished removing her clothes and took off his own and opened Ophis's legs, and without warning he stuck his member in her, causing her to let out a moan of pain as he did it in one go. Issei just let himself be guided by his attempts and began to move at a great speed where Ophis tried to keep up, but it was impossible since Issei was out of control. At that Issei approached her and began to suck her breasts where she could only moan with pleasure while holding Issei's head. Ophis, Issei, don't stop. Upon hearing that, he continued faster, causing Ophis's mind to start to go blank, but she tried to stay conscious since she had to take him to the place. But when she tried to make the magic circle, Issei didn't let her continue. Minutes later Issei let out his thing where Ophis could only scream. Issei took out his member and Ophis was about to create the spell since obviously she couldn't do it alone. But when she was about to do it, Issei turned her around and put her on all fours and started again where she couldn't concentrate every time and was starting to be guided by pleasure. 2 hours later, Issei was letting his liquid out on her again where she was already a little tired. Issei was going to continue, but Ophis, with the little strength she had left, created the spell and both teleported from the place where they appeared in the room. Both Seraphol and Irina were surprised to see them, even more so when they saw Ophis in a lost state. Ophis, it's your turn, sorry for the delay. Falling unconscious, where Issei felt two presences nearby and turned around and saw Irina and Seraphol, where he just smiled and they instinctively hugged each other, and Issei without wasting time launched himself at both of them where he had no compassion. A week later, Issei was opening his eyes, and when he tried to hold his head up he couldn't because both of his hands were busy, and when he looked to the sides he saw Seraphol and Irina on each side and Ophis on his chest, all three sleeping. Issei began to remember, and the last thing he remembered was when he was talking to Ophis, and seconds later he lost control. Issei, I reached my limit. Ophis, that was the best. Issei, hearing that voice, looked down and saw Ophis smiling at him. Issei, He didn't continue as Ophis put her finger in his mouth. Ophis, it's okay, it was also good, although there were times when you were very rough with them. Issei, how long has it been? Ophis, I thought it would be more than a week, since you waited so many years. Maybe you were satisfied. Besides, we are closer now than ever. Pointing out Seraphol's mark where she had it on her chest, and then pointed to Irina where she had it on her left arm, and then she moved her hair since she had it on her neck, being a purple dragon crest. Issei, I see, the day finally came early. Ophis, I hope that day comes so we can have fun again. Issei, we better not think about that. At that he felt someone moving, and it was Seraphol who was waking up. Seraphol, Issei-chan. Issei, you're okay. Seraphol, the truth is that at the beginning it was difficult, but afterwards I won't deny it was amazing. When we do it again. Ophis, perverted. Seraphol, I'm a devil, it's part of my nature so it's fine. But Irina is something else. Ophis, it looks like that, but it was the one I wanted the most. Issei, can we drop this topic please, because I'm actually a little embarrassed just hearing it. Seraphol, nope, because it's actually nice to see your embarrassed face. Issei, I better sleep. Closing his eyes, but Ophis opened them again. Ophis, you've been asleep for a long time, and a week has passed and no one has heard from us. Seraphol, before coming in here I sent a message that we would be busy, but it was quite a while. So we just have to wait for Irina to wake up and then we'll leave, since I can imagine the amount of work that awaits me. Issei and Ophis just laughed at the last thing and Seraphol pouted. They were talking for a few minutes until Irina woke up, and after a short chat with her the group left the place. 12. As soon as she returned home, many asked her questions, but when they saw Irina's mark, their eyes opened wide as they were not expecting such a thing. In addition to seeing a new member alongside Issei being Ophis, only that she introduced herself with the name Elizabeth. Sona ne-sama. Seraphol, you should be happy for me, you will finally have a brother-in-law and maybe later a nephew. Sona was on the verge of fainting upon hearing such a thing, where Tsubaki managed to hold her in her hands so she wouldn't fall. Kazuto, now you are my hero, ha 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 ha. Issei, could we drop this topic please? Rias, a lot of things happened. Seraphol, I got a report, and well, you guys did well. Irina, same here, I hope to fight by your side one of these days too. Kazuto, what plans do you have, Issei? Issei, with the help of Elizabeth and Irina we will travel to find our enemy to end this war. Sona, and that's it. Issei, when you live so long surrounded by conflicts, there is a time when all you want is at least a little peace, but being here, that is something difficult to achieve. Rias, and where would they go? Issei, Elizabeth was an infiltrator, so she will guide us. Sona, if so, shouldn't they tell the leaders too? Issei, the fewer people involved the better. Kazuto, hey, don't forget to protect my childhood friend. Irina, you act like you're my older brother. Kazuto, I'm just telling the truth, and besides, you'd get into trouble very easily or I'm wrong. Looking into her eyes where Irina quickly stood behind her beloved. Irina, Issei, tell him not to bother me. Issei, ha 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 ha, don't worry, they will first have to go through my lifeless body to be able to touch it. Serafal, if anything happens, don't hesitate to call me so I can help. Ophis, don't worry, we'll be fine. Walking to the exit. Kazuto, he's not one for many words. Issei, it's just that he doesn't know them since when he is confident he is very happy. Turning around in the same way to go where the group saw him off. Kazuto, I forgot, the second years we're going on a trip soon, Irina will miss it. Serafal, I think he'll be happier where he goes. Creating a magic circle to go to work since he had a lot to do. As soon as he left, Ophis opened a dimensional gap where the three entered. Issei, where will we go? Ophis, you guys stay here a bit, I'll go to the main base and bring you the documents from all their bases. Irina, if that's so, why don't we destroy the base first? Issei, if we do that we will only make the others change their position. Irina, it's true, ha 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 ha. Ophis only opened another dimensional gap, but not before taking her other appearance. Once at the main base, she began to float as usual, while everyone moved away from her, not out of respect but out of fear. After searching for a while, he arrived at the main office and began to look for what he wanted until he had it in his hands. When he finished without wasting time, he opened another dimensional breach to meet with his companions. Issei, wow, I didn't expect there to be so many. Irina, as you say, some are for experiments and others are like prisons. Ophis, where will we go first? Issei, let's start with the less important ones so that Rizavim doesn't get suspicious. Both girls nodded where Ophis opened another gap and upon exiting the group was in a forest in Brazil. Irina, and to think that I would come to Brazil is great. Issei, we are not here to tourist. Irina, I know and I promise not to be a hindrance. Ophis, give it your all and if you need help just shout and we'll be there. Irina, thank you. Giving them a smile to start walking. After a few minutes of walking they heard some screams where they walked a little further just to see how they were using humans as slaves. Issei, what's the plan? Ophis, easy, go out and kill everyone. Issei, you know that if one manages to escape, it's the end, right? Ophis, good. Raising his other hand, he created a barrier that covered the entire base, alerting all enemies. Issei, much better. Taking out his spear and then jumping onto the battlefield where the fallen and demons, upon seeing Issei, without hesitation launched themselves into the attack. Irina, I won't be left behind. Taking out a pair of her wings and a sword to be able to help at least a little. Ophis on her side just walked. The enemy upon seeing the black-haired girl quickly launched themselves at her since she was beautiful, but Ophis only created the infinity symbol causing the group that was going towards her to explode into hundreds of pieces. Likewise many surrounded Issei where he alone stuck his spear into the ground. Issei transfer. Giving their power to their enemy, they feeling a lot of power just smiled but that smile quickly disappeared since it was so much power that their bodies swelled until reaching its limit causing them to explode. Minutes passed and the enemy tried to contact their leaders but it was impossible, and in the end they all died. Issei, and what are we doing with them? As I saw, they have a great love for Irina when they saw her wings. Ophis, Irina, it's your turn. Irina, huh? Turning around to see the humans on their knees with a big smile at the sight of her with her white wings. Irina, well please don't talk about this. Ophis, even if they try, no one will believe them. Issei, they are people who have families. Ophis just nodded to open a dimensional gap and take out a box which she placed on the ground. Ophis, inside this box are cards with money. I think 10 million in each card, so I guess they can live for a while. Issei, my question is where does the money come from? Ophis, I think it's not difficult, do you want me to teach you? Issei, I'm fine like this, thanks. Irina, and where are we going now? Issei, to a place that has good players and is not too far from here. Irina, I didn't know you liked sports. Issei, I grew up watching it, and believe it or not, I played for a while until I retired. Irina, hard to believe. Issei, hey. Both Ophis and Irina just laughed, while the humans didn't understand anything they were talking about, and the last thing they saw was how Ophis opened a dimensional gap where the three of them went to their next destination.
Let me know in the comments below if you guys want the next part. Also check out my other video that has been shown and left. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and share this video. And have a fantastic day. Bye.